What is going on, friends? Welcome on back to the 1.21 Let's Play world. So far, we've spent the last 4 episodes collecting up all the necessary tools and items in the game so we can start building like crazy. And today is gonna be the start of that, if you don't include this amazing castle we built like 2 or 3 episodes ago. Anyways, right next door is a spruce biome that has a massive open area, and I want to build a village there. Not just any village, I want this place to be a sprawling city full of wandering villagers, trading halls, automatic farms, and much more. So if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not already, and let's get to today's episode. Where did I put my bed? I really don't want any creepers spawning and blowing any of this structure up, and I don't know where I put my bed. Okay, no, it's right there. We're good. Just gotta sleep real quick. The first thing I want to get started with today is actually building up some crop farms. Because once I started thinking about it, I realized I haven't built any yet because I've mainly just been eating steak and I haven't been doing any villager trading, so I really didn't have a need for them. But now that I'm planning on building a city, I'm gonna want some crops so I can build fields for detail. The question is, how many do I have? All right, I got some sweet berries. That's a start. I have a grand total of 8 potatoes. Do I have any carrots? I have 12 carrots. So these fields aren't going to be very big, but at least it's gonna be a start, I guess. Yep, that's all the potatoes and carrots I have. I should probably make another one just for wheat. This field definitely is not pretty or perfect, but it's gonna get the job done until I have plenty of crops so I can actually build some good looking fields. It's mainly just seeds though. That's the only part that has carrots and potatoes. And also to prove to you that I haven't planted a single field yet, if I open this up right here, we just got the A Seedy Place advancement. Yep, episode 5. Still haven't placed anything. Well, I guess I have now. I also want to take a second to... what? Really? It has to start raining? Well, I was saying I want to take a second to breed up some of these sheep and also the cows because I have been harvesting a bunch of them for food, and my supply is getting a little bit low when it comes to these little guys. I swear I'm gonna breed you guys up shortly. I'm just waiting for the carrots to grow. I forgot how cool this little pig pen is. I really love how this turned out by using some mud and some what block is this? This is rooted mud? Yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out. Moving on, I want to get started on building up the first structure for this city, along with doing a bunch of city planning. Although, now that it is 1.21, I really want to try using some of the new blocks, as in tough, and even some of the copper stuff. Those 2 words, like, kind of rhyme. Tough stuff. Copper stuff? Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, I made my way down into the massive cave that we've explored a bunch, but there's still tons of copper in the walls along with iron and coal. I mainly just want to collect up the copper since I am going to be using it a lot in this first build. I probably should have brought in a crafting table because I forgot how quick copper fills up your inventory, and this was a massive copper vein right here, to the point that it pretty much filled up my inventory. I'm gonna get rid of a few of this stuff, but of course I didn't bring any wood, so I can't make a crafting table. But what I did find is a spawner right here, which is a zombie spawner. So I'm just gonna throw a bunch of this copper in this chest, and I can come back for it. I don't know for sure, but I did place a crafting table down here at one point, and I may have left it. Nope, just the furnace. Oh, darn. I was hoping I did leave one, because now I have to go back up to the surface to go get some wood to craft one. Never mind. Even better, we have a tree all the way down here in the cave, so I'm just gonna harvest this thing up. That was awfully convenient. I'm also going to be using a decent amount of calcite in this build, and I happened to find a geode like right in the center of the cave. It was covered by water, but luckily I did see it, and I was able to close all this water off and mine all of the calcite that I'm gonna need. I got some of the copper smelting up around the back side of the house. I decided not to do all of it because I really didn't want to craft 27 different furnaces, because that's how much copper I ended up getting, which is awesome because it means I won't have to go mining for copper for quite a while, which is usually a nice thing. I can just focus on building and using the new blocks as much as possible. I also got did it just start raining again? I swear, it is raining so much in this world. It's like every other 2 or 3 days it starts raining again. Anyways, like I was saying, I got just about 4 stacks of calcite, or actually exactly 4 stacks of calcite. Sadly, I'm not quite done yet collecting up blocks. I had to come back up to the surface just to drop off the copper, and might as well get it smelting while I'm up here. But I'm also gonna need quite a bit of tuff, so I made my way back down into the cave and started collecting this stuff up. I am so glad it doesn't have the same mining speed as Deep Slate, because that would make it brutal to collect. I can barely see something anything, but I really want to go get it, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. We got some creepers right here. Oh my goodness. All right, I think we're safe. I just gotta light all of this up to make sure nothing else can spawn. All right, I'm gonna go for it. Are you kidding me? What shot me? Where did that skeleton come from? All right, sometimes it's the second try that'll get it. Just a few more blocks over. And I think this is my fortune. Yeah, this is my fortune. Oh, do not tell me it was just 1 diamond. Do not tell me that. So much work for so little. How many did I get? Oh, whoa, I got 4 diamonds from that one little diamond door. You know, I'm okay with that. That's fine. And I think I just saw some more diamonds. Yep, we got some right here. Let's get these guys. Was it another single pack? I know we got more than 1 from that. We got 2, but I think it was another single pack. Now that I have most of the items together that I'm gonna need to build this first structure, I need to make my way all the way over there with the items. Now, this is gonna take me 2 trips, unless there was a way to transport more items all at once. That isn't shulker boxes, because I still haven't gone to the end and killed that dragon yet. Luckily, I remember that you can put a chest on the back of the donkey, which I tend to never remember. I'm just gonna steal this chest right there. I swear I will replace it. And I'm just gonna make my way over this way, because I do remember seeing a donkey at some point. Yep, right up there. I know these guys aren't as agile as horses, but at least it will make it a lot easier to bring all the items over. Hopefully it's just not like extraordinarily slow. It's not extraordinarily slow, but it's definitely pretty slow. Aren't you, little buddy? You're not very fast. It will get the job done, because then I can take my chest, do that, and oh, I thought you got a full chest of storage. I didn't realize it was only like half of one. I'm gonna leave you here real quick. Don't run away. I just want to breed these guys up. I told you not to run away. You can't hate me this much already. You are gonna go right there, and now you can't escape at all. Got it, little buddy? Got it. When it comes to the rest of the items, they were mainly just little nicks and knacks that I didn't need a bunch of. I did make my way back down to that zombie spawner we found earlier to grab the string so I can craft a decent amount of candles, because I want to start using these a lot more. To me, it's kind of a forgotten block just because I tend to forget that it's in the game. And just like that, I pretty much have all the items together that I'm gonna need, and our little donkey has some items too. I couldn't help but notice that I am level 36, so I actually want to make my way over to our skeleton spawner, which is where I keep the enchantment table, so we can do some level 30 enchantments real quick. The first one, I want to enchant a new diamond sword, because our current one only had knockback 2 on it, so hopefully... Oh, really? What's the book showing? Okay, we got sharpness on the book. Okay, that's fine. Now what is this showing? Not very good. Okay, I just got myself up to level 34 real quick, and we'll do a 1 level enchantment on this sword, and then we'll take it over to the grindstone, get rid of that enchantment, and now what's it showing? Fire aspect 2. Okay, I'll give that a try. Oh my goodness, that's really good. All I need to do is actually just throw this sharpness. Oh, are you kidding me? I thought you could get rid of the Bane of Arthropods and put sharpness on it, because that's like a really, really good sword. Anyways, the next enchantment I want to do is a pair of diamond boots. I want to try getting feather falling, because our current ones don't have it. That is almost exactly what we already have. The only difference is this one's protection 4 and this one's blast protection. Anyways, I'll just leave this stuff down here. I don't really have a use for any of it. I'm gonna leave the book too. With that now complete, I think it's time we can say goodbye to our little starter house for a little bit and make our way over to where this city is gonna be built. Very, very slowly, like really slow, because this guy, yeah, I think I've made my point. So I went ahead and cranked the render distance all the way up to 32 so you guys can see the entire basin in which I plan on building this city, which is pretty much this entire area here. Right along this path, there's a ravine, which I think would be perfect to maybe fill with water and make it sort of a moat when it comes to the entrance of the city. I mean, come on, just look at this area. We have mountains surrounding the entire backside, and there's even a mountain right here, along with plenty of room to build all the structures I could possibly want to. Today, we're gonna start off right down there. No, do not run away. Grab the lead, and you're gonna stay right here. Don't run away. I know you can't really, but Just don't. So right here is that ravine I was talking about. It's not super deep, which I actually like, and so it's gonna make a perfect spot for a bridge to cross over, and then also have maybe like a gatehouse right there, which is exactly what we're gonna be building today, is a gatehouse. And on this side of the ravine, this is where the giant plateau starts, or basin, where I can build in. It starts off as just a normal spruce forest, but then slowly makes its way into an old growth spruce biome, which if you haven't watched my videos before, they are one of my favorite biomes to build in. Now, before I can get started building, I'm gonna need to take a second to get rid of some of these trees so I actually have some land to build on, along with maybe flattening out some of it also, because yeah, there's a little slope right here. Right here is where the bridge is going to go, and I just kind of want to get a little dirt template set up, so I make sure to center up the building on the bridge. And don't worry, that's not going to be the bridge. I think you guys would actually kill me. With all demolition complete, let's talk about some block pallets. So I'm shooting to use a lot of tuff. That's like one of the main blocks I really want to use. I also want to use a little bit of diorite and some calcite. And then to add some color in, there's going to be some stripped spruce and also some spruce trap doors and normal doors, along with a little bit of copper. Actually, a decent amount of copper. I'm planning on doing the roof completely out of copper. The idea is there's going to be one tower on the left and one on the right, which is usually how most gatehouses are. And then in the center is going to be the big door / gate. And then I also want to have a building off to each side of this gatehouse, so I have some storage. One of the big things I want to try doing in this city is beneath every building or inside of it, I want to do some sort of farm or villager based stuff, so I actually have a need to go into these buildings or walk around them. It's very easy to build a lot of structures, make them look really good, and then you never go to them again because there's no need to. And that's something I really want to try avoiding in this city. I want everything to have a use. So with that being said, I'm going to get all of this stuff cleared out and we can actually get to building. The left tower is now complete. This is the one that's obviously calcite diorite, and I decided to use a little bit of birch unstripped, and it fits really, really well up against the calcite. Another little hack I used is I brought in some walls and put them on the corners just to give the tower a little bit of depth, along with using campfires above any windows, because it just looks like logs. Like, it's very cool looking, and it's also a little bit see-through. Anyways, on to tower number 2, which is the one directly behind me. Once I finished up the second tower, I jumped straight into building the main gate section. As I said earlier, this isn't going to be a massive structure because this is going to end up being a back gate or even a side gate. This is still early game, so I do have to be careful of how big of projects I build, or else it's going to take way too long to make each video. As we progress and get further and our tools get better, the build size is going to start to go up. The second tower is now complete along with where the gate is, and I just love how this structure looks. I spent quite a while in a creative world designing this thing to make sure I have it perfect, and I think I can honestly say it was completely worth it. I did run myself completely dry of tuff, so I need to run all the way back to base, grab a few stacks of that stuff, and come back here. And I'm not going to take the donkey because I think it will be faster if I just run. Tuff has been acquired. Once I had the tuff back to our building location, I was able to craft all the items I needed and get started with the 2 buildings off to the side of the towers. Starting with the one on the right, I'm planning on using copper for the roof because I want it to have that little oomph and pop so it stands out a little bit more. Between the 2 structures, this is the bigger one. I'm planning on putting some storage in here for the time being, so I decided not to add any windows since it's kind of hard to add chests when there's windows in the way. I also put a horse stable in the front of it just for the lore, so when people are coming and going, they can drop their horse off here. For me, I'm just going to leave my donkey. Moving on to the left side, this structure is going to be a little smaller with a spruce roof, and I also wanted to have a chimney with a hay block underneath the campfire. For those of you guys who don't know, when you have a hay bale underneath a campfire, the smokestack goes way higher. And I feel like for this structure, it should have a very high smokestack just because it's supposed to show like, come visit our village. I don't know what you guys think, but for me, this looks amazing. I spent quite a while doing some detailing around the edges by adding in some flowers, replacing the oak leaves with flowering azalea leaves, adding in the candles that we crafted earlier, and this is such a cool block. I love lanterns. It's just for candles, since it's animated, it gives it a little bit of life. Hey there, little buddy, you like your new home? Yeah, this is the donkey's new home. I don't think think he's gonna leave anytime soon. Besides the outside, I also got the inside fully decorated. This side is our kitchen right here. And since we have the chimney right above, I decided to actually bring in a campfire down below just because it gives it a little bit of realism. We got our cauldron, which is a sink and a lever going into it as our faucet, and a little bit of storage in here just for some food and random other items. Now we can actually go up the scaffolding right here, and this takes us to the bridge over top of the gate, which I think gives us a very good view. You can't go any higher than this just because the way the roof is designed, so this is about it. Unless you come over to this side, you can go all the way top and ring the bell, which I'm sure is really loud. Yeah, it is. And this gives you a great view looking over this way where the bridge is going to go, and eventually once the city is in this entire area. Don't worry though, this isn't going to be the tallest structure we built. It's just going to be kind of like a side gate or back gate. But for now, it's the front gate. So then if we come down, this side is our storage, and I got 9 double chests, which I think is plenty enough. I got a few barrels, some empty bookshelves, and the crafting table and stone cutter. I haven't put any armor on the armor stand yet because I really only have iron armor, and I don't think that's going to look great in here just because the walls are gray and the ground is gray. So once we get some more diamonds, we're going to throw some diamond armor on this thing. Oh yeah, and there's some more barrels up above the chest. So yeah, plenty of storage. Can you be quiet? You're being awfully noisy over here. Don't make me build another stable for you like far, far away, because you know I will. The building isn't going to stop there though. We still need to build this bridge, and I also need to figure out a pathway that I want to build. Normally I just use coarse dirt and sometimes add in some brown cement powder, but I don't think I actually want to use that. I was online looking at a few different designs. They're really expensive and time consuming to use, but man, do they look ultra good. I also need to figure out kind of which way the path is going to go. Right now, I'm thinking the path is going to veer off into this direction. And then on the left side, I actually want to do some fields and kind of a farmhouse. We might get to the fields today, but the farmhouse is going to have to wait. I'm going to start with the bridge though, because I do have the items I need to build it. And if I build a pathway, I need to go collect up all of that stuff. First things first, I got rid of the straight dirt pathway and changed it into a diagonal. We're going to go 3 blocks forward, 1 block over, and then right in the middle here, it goes 1 block up. I want the bridge to be about 3 blocks wide, so I'm just gonna extend this out a little bit. Actually, you know what? I might leave it at 2 blocks and then add some dirt on the edges right here, because 3 blocks wide might feel a little too big. Now that I have the angle and height figured out with the dirt template, I'm gonna go through and add some stone bricks just along the edges like this. So now we have something that looks a little bit like that. I'm just gonna add in some spruce slabs right here because it is just killing me to look at it. And now I just need to continue on and sort of design it to have a neat little look. I really don't want it to just look like a flat, like, anti-gravity bridge. Once I started to build the bridge, I quickly realized that I just did not love the way it was turning out. It was going to be way too big compared to the gatehouse, and the blocks were going to clash pretty heavily. So with this in mind, I tore the whole thing down and made my way back to base. For the second iteration, I want it to be more natural looking, almost like the water underneath, which isn't there yet, has carved a tunnel underneath it. So I grabbed a bunch of stone from my mine, along with collecting up some moss and a few other items that I have in mind when it comes to the pathway design. I also decided to grab my horse because I was overrunning back and forth, and it is so much quicker to take a horse. When it came to the second iteration, I had a good idea of what I wanted it to look like, but I was having the most difficult time ever. Normally, I'm pretty good when it comes to these natural formations, but I don't know what it was about this. It just was really difficult. I stuck with mainly using stone and then came back through with some andesite and also some mossy cobble. Like I said, I wanted to look like the water has almost carved a tunnel through this little cliffside, which I think I successfully did. I went through a few different designs, as you guys can see, and I ended up just going with this one, which uses trapdoors on the side of the dirt just to kind of hide it a little bit. Dirt and stone clash a lot when they're up next to each other, so these oak trapdoors help blend them a little bit. That took so incredibly long to build. Like I said, I'm normally pretty good at these like natural formations, but for some reason this really just got me. With that being said, I am extremely happy with how it's turned out, and it's gonna look really cool, I think, once this is all filled with water. I see you down there. You're not hiding from anyone, buddy. While I was building this, I decided on the pathway I want to use, which is some packed mud, a little bit of granite, and some coarse dirt. This city is going to be using a lot of spruce, so instead of just going all coarse dirt, I think it's going to be a nice touch to have this lighter brown and even some reddish. Coarse dirt up against pretty much every type of spruce block is, it blends a lot. In some cases it works well, in other cases it can just make everything look like a brown mess. With the blocks now decided though, I actually can go through and start to build this pathway and get an idea of which direction it's going to go in. Like I said, I'm kind of leaning towards having having it curve off this way, and then off to the left side have a big field right here for wheat, carrots, and potatoes. When it comes to how I place this in, I kind of just, okay, no, that's not at all what I wanted to do. I kind of just spam blocks around, making sure not to do too many of any of them, but just enough where you can actually see it and it doesn't look a little bit like that. I'll come back through, add a few more blocks in where it's needed, and then I'll do the same thing with the other blocks, is kind of just fill in the gaps where it's needed, which ultimately leaves us with something that looks like this. And then I also collected up some dead bushes because I think it would be cool to maybe place this around on some of the coarse dirt. I'm gonna get rid of this one and then push this one back a little bit so it's right there. I want them to be very sparse, or else I think it might not look very good and might be too chaotic. I just went through and added a little bit of bone meal around the sides of the structure, and also coming down the hill right here up against the bridge, which I think is a perfect finishing touch. This structure looks so dang cool. I think it's gonna be the perfect entrance into this city, or at least for now, because at some point we're gonna build a much bigger one and much better one. I don't know if it can get much better than this though. For how small this structure is, it is insanely detailed. What do you think, Mr. Horsey? You like it too? Anyways, with that being said, thank you guys for joining me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. See ya. Time out. We have to take a second to look at this in shaders. Oh my goodness, that is incredible looking. Sometimes I wonder if maybe I should start playing in shaders. What would you guys think if I started playing in shaders? But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it would make the video so cool. Anywho, thanks again. See you next time.